Hello all. Thank you for watching, and I'm very happy to see that my subscriber base is growing. It really makes me happy to know that you are finding value in what I have to say. I'm really thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I want to talk a little about the United Nations because the United Nations is very involved in affairs in this part of the world. And there are internationally a lot of people who criticize Israel who use the United Nations as a source for their arguments or to support their arguments, or they use UN resolutions or reports, um, which is very concerning because it shows an appalling naivete and an ignorance of what the UN is actually like in these affairs. Now, it is understandable. The UN was founded to be an objective source, to be a third party, to provide objective information to promote peace and prosperity throughout the entire world. It was a very fine ideal. Unfortunately, the reality is very different, and the United Nations is very strongly biased against Israel. The organization, the people who comprise the organization, are very biased. A couple examples. Okay, in the 2018 plenary session of the United Nations General Assembly, the General Assembly voted on 23 motions which condemned specific countries. There were 23 motions, each condemning a particular country. 20 of those were Israel. Out of the, I don't know how many, 170 plus countries in the world, the United Nations condemned Israel 20 out of 23 times. The remaining three, incidentally, were one was Syria, one was Iran, and one was North Korea. I think. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Anyway. Another example, in the 2018 session of the United Nations General Assembly, they condemned Israel 9 times, and the entire rest of the world 0 times. Think back over 2018. Do you really think that no one else in the entire world did anything that did nothing worth condemnation? So, I'm not saying that everything the UN says critical of Israel is fake news. I'm not saying that at all. That's not true, because there are criticisms the United Nations does make of Israel that are true. But the United Nations is not an objective source. Reports from the United Nations are not up to the gold standard that can be taken at face value. They can't. So, if you see a report from the United Nations and you want to use it to support as a source or to support an argument of yours, make sure it's true, because you need to make sure it's true, because you simply cannot take it at face value. You cannot take the UN at face value when it criticizes Israel. So, that's what I got to say. And thank you for listening. And please comment below. I'd love to know what you think. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. Like, share, subscribe if you find value in what I have to say. And that's all. Have a good day.